told you that we would put together one of the multi-pocket folios together on camera, and that is what we're going to do right now. So I have all of the pieces here already cut out or torn out and inked, with the exception of one, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And I have my instructions here. I don't necessarily think you have to print these. I had a set printed from when I published the first multi-pocket folio, and it does help me. My process is like if I'm working on a mega kit, which comes with the folio, I print everything, and then that night when I'm sitting in front of the TV watching something with my husband, I will cut it out and just put the pieces on a tray. Because that's my process, a lot of times all the pieces all end up together. So when I get ready to sit down and do the multi-pocket folio, sometimes I need to be reminded which pieces go with the folio and which pieces came with the mega kit, the mega ephemera pack, and which pieces came with something else. So it's helpful for me to have this close by. I don't need it word for word anymore, but it should help you put together your first one if you don't want to watch this video. So we're just going to start. First, I want to show you why I didn't ink this page, this particular pocket. And I didn't do it because it has a good bit of the white around the edges. If you can see, I'm just not a very good cutter. I don't get very close to the lines, but you can see the white around the edges. See that? I mean, it's not real noticeable on this pattern, but this is one of the reasons that I ink. Even if you don't want a lot of ink on the edges, just running around that edge just a little bit just knocks down the harshness of that white so that it doesn't show up as bad. And this is why I ink. Aside from the fact that I like the vintage look, but now you can't see those white edges because of the ink. So just wanted to show you that, so you would kind of have a feel for to ink or not to ink. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by getting my base pieces together. These are all the little inside pieces. I need the base pieces. I need the back, the base. So that's these two pieces. That's pieces A and C. A and C. You can see right there. A is this piece, this big piece. C is this piece. So A and C, A and C. So first thing that I want to do is I want to score where it folds, and it's got a little tiny spine. That's what that little area is right there. It'll show you on the printout where the fold lines are. It's kind of tiny on that one, but so if you don't have a scorer, let's look at how you can do it. Now, I would have to do it from this side, but you're just going to take your flat edge right up next to where that line goes and kind of gently bend it. So now you've got a little score there that we can go back the other way with when we're ready. Now I'm going to take it and go to the other side. Do the same thing. You have to hold your ruler down. So now we have two lines. You can see kind of that square fold. So now we just need to invert it, which is fairly simple. Now that we've got those lines there, you can just do the opposite on this side. Go fold it back up the other way. not going to be as precise as a scoring board or a scoring tool of some sort, but it's going to get you pretty darn close, and it was free. Well, whatever you paid for your ruler, but everybody's got a ruler around the house. So there's one spine. And we'll do the other spine real quick. Oops, I'm going to turn my ruler the right way. Now, honestly, I will tell you, this technique, when I first started and didn't have any tools and was just doing everything by hand manually like this, it was not as easy as I thought it should be, and I had to practice it. And so I practiced on things that didn't matter. I practiced on junk mail. I practiced on just anything that didn't really matter. So that I could get comfortable with this process. See, this one turned out almost perfect. So it did take a little practice, but it can be done. See, there we go. All right. Get that out of the way. So now what we need to do is attach this piece to this piece. So let me move. Sorry, I've got a mess going here. So this attaches. Let's see what it tells us to do. Glue the edge of C to the edge of A. C goes on top. So you don't want to do it like this. You don't want to do it like this, because then you can see that on the back. You want to put it on the top, but you want to get it as lined up as possible so that that edge is even. But then this is going to be covered up with something else, so you're not going to see it. And it's going to help hold it. I hope that makes sense. So I tend to do it probably a little different than some. I'm going to put my glue down. And then I'm going to lay this down like this so I can make sure that I get it lined up. I want it as close to the spine as possible, but not over the spine. So when it's bent, I want it to get a piece of parchment. That was the wrong seam. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see me press down the wrong seam? Love life. Life is great. Okay, so see, I'm going to want to press that down a little bit more. Make sure it stayed down, but it's even, so once it gets glued down, or once it stays, it'll be good. So, again, I'm not 100% sure I'm in love with this glue. All right, so there's our base, our folio base. So now it tells us, I'm just hoping you follow along with it, to glue B on top of A on the round corner side. Remember, this is A and this is C, so this is B. So we're going to glue that on the round corner side. So we're going to glue it around this edge and leave this edge open, because that's going to be a tuck spot. A tiny bead of glue around there. This, just in case you don't remember from another video, this is just a piece of non-stick parchment paper. I just use that to run over the glue sometimes so I don't get glue on my hand quite as much. Especially this glue is a little weird. It's a little stickier than I normally like. But all right, so now we've got B on top of A on the round corner side. Glued 3 sides, so we have an additional tuck spot. But if you don't want that tuck spot, you obviously can glue it down completely, whatever you prefer. Now we're going to do D on top of C. Remember we said this is C, this is D. So we're going to glue this right here. And again, I'm going to only glue around this edge so that we have another tuck spot here. If you don't want that tuck spot, you can glue the whole thing down. Yeah, I think that's the problem why I'm not having much luck getting it to stick quick, because it's not coming out in a smooth stream like liquid glue does. I guess because it's a gel. Oops, I didn't get that quite straight. Yeah, that's better. It's still not perfect, but better. All right. Now E gets glued on top of D, and E is this long skinny one with the little notch in it. So it gets glued here, obviously only on these 3 sides, so that this is open. Hoping I'm still in the camera. I'll check in a minute. That's not the right one. Okay, see, I told you that sometimes I'll get pieces mixed up, and I'm pretty sure that that's the piece that goes with the ephemera kit. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. All right. I gets glued on top of A between B and D. So I gets glued right here. I is that large square piece. This piece. I got carried away with the ink right here, but it's not going to matter. Actually, I want it to go this way. So that whole thing gets glued. Okay. Yes. Although, if you wanted to, you could only full glue. I think we're going to try that. I'm going to try gluing it on 3 sides and adding even another tuck spot. I'm obsessed with tuck spots, if you haven't figured that out. Okay. Okay. So now we got a tuck spot here, tuck spot here, tuck spot here, tuck spot here. So all those are little pockets. All right, and now we're going to add some more pockets on the center. So this is F, G, and H, and they get attached right there. All right, so 3 sides, 3 sides, 3 sides kind of process. Okay, look, 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 look. Oh, the only place that I didn't ink before was along these edges, the spine edges, because you can't do it when it's flat. So I'm going to just bump those just a little bit. And after we get everything glued together and it's all dry, we'll shore up those. We'll make those a little squarer, and I'll show you how we'll do that. Now, P goes on top of B, which this is B. So P is this piece. And then Q goes on top of that, which is this piece. So Q, or P, only gets only on the edges. Whoops. And Q, where did Q go? There it is. Okay, so now our base folio is complete. So now we can work on the inside pieces while this dries. So we need to get J, K, and L. So J, K, and L. We got J, K, and L right here. Now, what I will tell you, since I'm not the best cutter in the world, I do have to trim sometimes to get these to go in here, but I'm going to show you how to get as wide a spot in here as possible. So these 3 get tabs. They get tabs on the top. So I usually try to like line them up and think about what, see, I want that one in the middle, that one on the top, and this one on the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to put a little tab. This one didn't get inked. Missed it somehow. Let me ink it real quick. put the tab on it. So a little tiny bit of glue on the top, a little tiny bit of glue on that edge, and then we'll be able to put that together like that. Okay. Same with these three, or these two, these other two. Okay. And then one more. And then I want to tell you something that I screwed up. Tell you something that I messed up. All right, so we're going to just lay these three to the side, let those tabs dry for a minute while I show you this. This was the wrong piece. There's a piece like this that comes with the ephemera kit. And remember, I told you I get things mixed up. And then this comes with the folio kit. This is the one that should have been here. I'm not going to worry about it. That one works just fine right there, and I will use this in the actual journal. But what that means is this is the piece that was originally designed to go in here, and it's not going to fit because it's too tall. So, because remember, it was designed to go in here. No big deal. We're just going to trim this to fit. So, no, it's not that one. It's this one. It's this one. And it almost fits. It doesn't fit as well as it would have fit in this one. Now that I've done this, I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to put this with this like I originally thought it would go. And I'll put this in the inside of the junk journal. That's what we'll do. Okay. This gets a tab on the side. Alright, so these should be dry. These all should be dry. So let me show you how to, if you have a bone folder or something else fairly flat, I like to take it and just kind of run it down in and make sure that I got a nice clear path in there. So I can make sure my cards fit and or know if I'm going to need to trim my cards. Alright, so this one goes here. Let's see if it'll fit. It's going to have to be trimmed a little bit. Let's see if this one will fit. I'm going to have to trim that one a little bit. This one won't go in there at all. Part of it's this glue. This glue just spreads a lot more than I'm used to. This one goes in just fine. Okay, so I just need to trim this one. And when I do this, when I trim like this, I will trim from two sides because otherwise I feel like I'm getting off center, especially if I've already put the tab on there, which I have. And that means I have to ink those sides again. No big deal, don't take but a second. And that's beautiful. Okay, Let me just try running this through one more time. You can even put a little bit of pressure on the sides. If it's already glued down, if the glue's... Yeah, see, I would like for it to be just a little smoother than that. So we are going to trim just a little bit off of the sides. Hit the ink. Oops. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if this one will go in here. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so then the rest of this goes wherever you want it to go. This is just where I put mine. That won't fit there. I knew that wouldn't fit there, because this one, this one, I think it's the one that's really supposed to go there. You know what? We'll do that. We'll just put that there. I'll put something else in that other pocket. Got a bookmark here. We can put wherever. Got two of these that we can do with whatever we want. We've got a stamp here. I would probably put this stamp... I don't know where I would put the stamp. Maybe on the outside. Maybe. Put this somewhere. If you want. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. I know you won't see it when the card's in there, but you'll see it when it's not. Where's my, oh, here it is. Actually, these I will go back and put a little hole, probably a little tiny hole. And I could probably put some baker string in there or something, and these will go in these pockets. One will go in there, one will go in there. And then I will probably find something to go in. Which pocket, which side did we leave open on this? The top? The side? Oh, wait, leave that one open. Okay. All right, I thought I did. Did I leave the top open? Nope. I'm losing my mind then. I did leave something open, but maybe it just got glued. Oh, you know what? It probably did. It got glued when I glued the pockets down on the top. It was that bottom one that I left open, but it's okay. It's okay. So we've got a tuck spot here, pocket here, pocket, 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 multiple pockets. These two, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those just yet. This I'm going to use for the binding. But before I do the binding, I'm going to shore up these edges just a little bit. And I think, what do I have that I can do that with? I think this bone folder is going to be good enough to do that. I'm going to just kind of stick that down in there and then just kind of work with shoring up that square. You might have something else. So maybe you have a ruler or something with a little bit of a flat edge, but that just kind of shored it up and got it a little bit more firm, a little bit more precise. So let's stick this one in there. Work with that. I need to pick it up though. There we go. Now it's an actual square. That one got a little crooked, but that's okay. Yeah, it did get a little crooked. Let's see. There we go. Actually, it folds over like this. Do we want that out there? No. Oh, forgot that was on the back. That's really pretty. So maybe we don't want to cover that up. So maybe, well, we're going to try something. We're going to see if this works. Actually, I'm going to get out my white glue though, because I just am having a hard time with the gel glue. That right there. And I may have to modify this just a little bit. It's not going to work that way. It's going to have to go this way. All right. I hope this proves to you that you have the ability to do whatever you want to with these kits. Just because it comes in a particular way doesn't mean you have to use it that way, and it doesn't mean it has to stay that way. I'm going to use, I've got a little bit of water, I think, left in my cup. I'm going to use some water to cut that off right there. Now I still have a piece that I can use. I'm going to heat that up a little bit. Go ahead and heat this up because I can use that on something else. And then this is going to be my closure, I think. I glue that down. Let's see what that does. Oh, look, now it's closed. Oops, I pressed down too much. I'm going to have to re-square that up. Dang it. It's okay, though. It's okay. I can do it. Alright, so I hope one of my goals from this video is not only to show you how to put this folio together, but was also to show you that you don't have to play by the rules. You can do whatever you want. And if you make a mistake, don't let it set you aside. Don't let it frustrate you or stress you out. Go with it. Most of the mistakes can be fixed, and the ones that can't, honestly, nobody but you is probably going to know that you made them. I mean, I can show this to anybody else that wasn't on this video with us. They're going to have no clue that I put the wrong piece right there. Zero clue, right? So what difference does it make? Why would I stress over that? And the other goal would be to show you that you can use these pieces however you want. I just modified a piece that came with the kit to use as a closure for this folio, and I love it. So there we go. All right, there we go. Now I have two more pieces that I can actually 3 pieces that I can either incorporate into this at some point or use inside the journal, whichever I decide, or use somewhere else with some other project. Who knows? I have all kinds of these little scraps around that I can use in different places. So there's our multi-pocket folio finished. Just so you can see it one last time. The inside is, I have it upside down. The inside, tuck spot, pocket, 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 tuck spot. So all kinds of things can go in here, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you love making your own.